Evaluating library services and programs. Library services. Services provided by the library to online students can include instruction on how to access and use library materials. Services provided by the library to the users. This can include instruction on how to access and use library materials. Library services include circulation service, reference service, online reservation of books, recommendation of library materials, etc. Library programs. To offer select library services or resources to the underprivileged in the line library's commitment to promote lifelong learning. To collaborate and build partnership to take advantage of the expertise of members, share on the cost of running the program, and increase awareness about the program and the partner institution. Concern for student achievement. The claim that American public schools are no longer graduating students capable of competing in the global workplace has led to widespread demands for school improvement from worried parents, taxpayers, and politicians. Improving instructional expertise through the creation of certification benchmarks has been the goal of the National Board for Professional Teaching stands, which rewards excellence for accomplished teachers and school librarians. Educational assessment. The standardized testing imperative. The appeal this type of testing, which has grown in popularity since its introduction in the early part of the 20th century. However, critics of this type of testing has become increasingly vocal, calling into question the practice of using single measures. IQ, which bold that learning is a complex activity involving the creation of personal understandings. Outcomes-based education. Major initiative in schools across the country since the early 1990s has been the adoption of variation of a model for curriculum, reform based on the outcomes rather than inputs of instruction. Since outcomes-based educational strategies necessarily call for the assessment of student progress toward the stated outcomes. Alternative models for student assessment. Appeals to answer the challenge posed by new instructional such as outcomes-based educational have sparked a number of innovative alternatives. A major difference between alternative assessment, educational measures, and more traditional paper and pencil testing procedures is that the former allows students to show what they have learned in a variety of different ways. Authentic assessment models. Data collection for authentic assessment requires teachers to evaluate student learning on authentic tests, questionnaires, interview, ratings, observation, performance samples, and work products. Assessment model can include a variety of evaluate instruments and approaches, including one or a combination of locally produced and standardized tests, student-created portfolios, student performances and exhibitions, and personal contacts between the students and their instructors. Authentic test. Reliability for authentic test needs to be established through a pre-testing of the test items and through the creation of scoring rubrics so that the outcomes of the testing can use to inform future instructions. Authentic portfolios. Authentic portfolios may actually increase the time students spend in reading and writing and provide the vehicles of monitoring more closely and accurately their progress in developing these literacy skills. Authentic performance. Authentic performance and exhibitions defined as prepared demonstrations of student learning. Student profiles log the linguistic and mathematical aspects of students' progress as well as the mechanical, spatial, bodily, musical, social, and scientific abilities. Personal contacts. Personal contacts, observation, conferencing, and diagnostic interviews allow students and teachers to explore student achievement. Evaluating the school library. Three major approaches to library evaluation characterize the research literature in school librarianship. Library standards, library use measures, and library skills achievement measure.